Listen to this. What if you defeat an NPC just for fun, and instead of disappearing, they show up later with "Remember me?" Look on their face, ready to make your next encounter a nightmare. Or that shopkeeper you ripped off. Next time, they'll definitely remember, and you're paying the price, literally. Thanks to AI, NPCs are becoming smarter, more unpredictable, and way more personal. Welcome to the future of gaming, where NPCs are out for revenge, and they remember it all. Let's be real, NPCs used to be basic. You know the type, the shopkeeper who repeats, "Welcome, traveler. Care to browse my wares?" Or the quest giver who tells you to kill a few monsters and come back for a reward. Same dialogue every time. You could walk past them without even noticing. They were like background noise in a game, just there to fill space. But now, thanks to AI, NPCs are undergoing a major glow-up. No longer are they stuck in repetitive loops or static roles. These characters are getting personalities, motivations, and even memories. They're evolving beyond scripted lines and static interactions. Imagine walking into town and having that same shopkeeper give you the cold shoulder because of something you did earlier. Or maybe you made an enemy of a seemingly harmless NPC, only for them to reappear later, determined to make your life difficult. Suddenly, every NPC feels like a potential ally or rival. And they're not just there to hand out quests, they have their own stories, their own plans, and their own grudges. This isn't just some fantasy. Games like Cyberpunk 2077 and The Last of Us are already showing us how NPCs can be more than simple quest providers. They can react to your choices, adapt to your playstyle, and even remember what you did in past playthroughs. That NPC who seemed like a filler character in your first run might become a major player in your next one. It's all about creating a world where the NPCs don't just follow scripts, they live and breathe alongside you, making every encounter feel fresh and real. AI is making this possible by allowing NPCs to respond to more than just your actions. They're learning, adapting, and shaping the story alongside you. No more predictable dialogue loops or limited interactions. Now every decision you make could have consequences, and the NPCs are keeping track. They're not just part of the scenery, they're helping to create a world that feels alive, dynamic, and full of surprises. So, what's making this all happen? Enter generative AI, the tech wizard behind the curtain. This isn't your typical NPC scripting. Generative AI gives NPCs the ability to adapt and learn from your every move, turning them into dynamic, evolving characters. Think about it. In Red Dead Redemption 2, NPCs react to your actions, help someone, and they might thank you, rob a store, and expect to see the consequences when you return. It's not just about dialogue choices anymore. It's about your actions influencing the game world. Generative AI takes this further. It means NPCs don't just remember you from one interaction, they remember your playstyle, your tactics, and even your mistakes. Make a sneaky move early in the game. By the time you hit level 10, that same NPC might be waiting for you, ready to take revenge. Every decision you make impacts how NPCs interact with you, and the world adapts accordingly. In the past, NPCs followed a script. Now they're evolving with you. They learn from your behavior, shaping the story in ways that make each playthrough unique. You can't just hit reload and undo your choices. Generative AI ensures that the world moves forward and the NPCs move with it, keeping you on your toes. The future of NPCs isn't just about reacting to you, it's about evolving alongside you, creating an experience that's unpredictable, immersive, and exciting. Imagine this. You've been in a game for hours, casually interacting with NPCs, when suddenly one of them looks you dead in the eye and says, "You really think you're going to get away with that again?" That NPC remembers. It remembers the time you stole its sword, the time you skipped its quest, and how you left it stranded in that dungeon last week. Now it's back, and it's holding a grudge. This isn't just fantasy. NPCs are about to get smarter, evolving with you, learning from your every move. They'll adapt, challenge you, and make decisions based on your past actions. Every choice you make could change how they interact with you, and not always in a friendly way. Maybe that helpful merchant who's been offering you discounts. Suddenly they're charging you triple for that potion you need because of how you treated them earlier in the game. Karma in action. Forget the days of NPCs repeating the same lines every time you walk by. These characters will remember what you did, how you did it, and hold you accountable for it. They'll grow and evolve, just like a real person would, pushing you to think carefully about your decisions. The best part? There's no going back. Once you've earned an NPC's ire, you'll have to live with the consequences. But hold on a second. What happens when these NPCs get too smart? What if your loyal AI sidekick starts giving you attitude every time you make a questionable decision? Oh, you just ignored that village's distress call? Must be nice to have zero morals. Or what if they start making you feel guilty about skipping side quests? I told you to save the cat, but sure, go ahead, ignore it. Your call. And let's not even get started on the ethical nightmare. With NPCs learning from your actions, what happens if they start spitting out biased or inappropriate content? Developers have to carefully monitor AI's behavior, or we might find ourselves being roasted by our NPCs for things we didn't even do. It's all fun and games until your NPC starts acting like that one friend who just can't let anything go. Oh, you didn't invite me to the party last time? Fine. Don't come crawling back when you need help. Sure, NPCs that learn and adapt sound cool, until they start getting way too personal. Developers need to strike a delicate balance between creating immersive, reactive characters and keeping things fun without crossing any lines. Because let's face it, if NPCs start getting too sassy or too clever, we'll be begging for the days of Welcome Traveler again. Okay, let's talk about the games that are already dipping their toes into this future. Skyrim's Radiant AI, Red Dead Redemption 2's dynamic NPCs, those were the appetizer. These games gave us NPCs that had a bit of personality and reacted to your actions. But trust me, they're just the opening acts in what's about to become the main event. In the near future, you won't just be dealing with NPCs that react to your choices in one scene. You'll be facing characters that remember your worst decisions better than your friends do. Skip a side quest? Don't worry, that NPC will remind you of it every chance they get. Fail to save someone's life? You can bet that NPC is going to bring it up at the most inconvenient times. They'll remember everything, making you feel like you're in a living, breathing world. And honestly, you're going to love it, even if it stings a little. This isn't just some distant possibility. The foundation is already being laid. We're seeing the early stages of NPCs with real, evolving personalities that learn and adapt. The next step? NPCs that might just remember you better than your closest friends. And no, there's no forget button in the options menu. This isn't just a step forward in gaming. This is a digital revolution. The NPCs we know today, they're going to be outsmarting us, evolving before our eyes and forcing us to rethink what we even thought we knew about virtual worlds. Are we really ready for this? For a world where the characters you interact with might know you better than you know yourself? We're heading into a future where NPCs aren't just supporting roles. They're full-fledged characters with their own stories, quirks, and yes, grudges. The line between player and character is starting to blur, and honestly, that's what makes this so exciting. It's not just about beating the game anymore. It's about living in it. The future of NPCs? It's going to be wild, and trust me, it's going to be epic. And that's it. The future of NPCs is about to get wild, smarter, more reactive, and maybe even a little sassy. Ready for NPCs that remember your every move and maybe even outsmart you? We're stepping into a whole new level of gaming. If you're hyped for what's next, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going. Who knows, maybe your next NPC is listening.